Hello student of class 12th, once again with a new video, and in this video we are going to discuss about Gauss theorem. So what is Gauss theorem and what is the application of Gauss theorem? This is a very important chapter, this is a very important topic also as for the board point of view. So the definition of Gauss theorem is, or what is the theorem? It is very important question that explain Gauss theorem and its mathematical expression also. So what is Gauss theorem? Gauss theorem is a surface integral of electrostatic field E produced by any sources over any closed surface S. S is the surface, E is the electric field, enclosing volume V, in vacuum. That is, the total electric flux over the closed surface S in vacuum is 1 by epsilon naught times the total charge Q contained inside the surface. So how can you represent it with the mathematics? So this is the symbol of flux phi. This is E. E represents the electric flux, and it is equal to closed surface integral of E electric field and that area. Means the total area with electric field. If you integrate this for the total surface, then whatever the flux is passing from that surface, the whole surface, is 1 by epsilon times of the charge enclosed. किसी भी surface के अंदर जितना charge enclosed है उससे गुजरने वाला जो flux है वो उस charge के 1 by epsilon naught times के बराबर होता है. So this is the Gauss theorem. So again, phi is equal to Q by epsilon naught. And very important, the charge inside surface may be point charge, or continuous charge distribution. Means the total charge enclosed in the surface is maybe point or maybe the distribution of charges. So if the surface is there, suppose this is a surface, this is a closed surface, and inside there are two charges of plus 2E and minus E. So what is the total charge? Since the charges are additive in nature, तो उसमें कुल कितना charge होगा? The charge will be E, because plus 2E and minus E, it will be 1E, and therefore the total flux from this surface will be E by epsilon naught. Total charge present of 1 by epsilon naught is the total flux. So phi is equal to Q by epsilon naught. So here this is the total flux what we are going to find with the help of this Gauss theorem. Now the surface chosen to calculate the surface integral is called Gaussian surface. It's called Gaussian surface. So whatever the surface we had chosen to find the total flux and whatever is the total surface is there, that is known as Gaussian surface. So this is also very important definition for Gaussian surface. What is Gaussian surface? So this is Gauss theorem. The total flux passing from any closed surface is 1 by epsilon naught times of the charge present inside the surface. Now if the question is, suppose there are 2Q charge here inside the surface and 4Q charge is outside the surface. So what is the total flux from the surface? Now the total flux from the surface is phi is equal to, what is the total charge? Total charge is 2q and by epsilon naught. means 1 by epsilon naught times of the charge present inside the, not outside. Whatever amount of charge is there outside of surface के ऊपर कितना भी charge होगा, there is no contribution of this charge on the flux passing through the surface. So one thing is important here. There is no contribution. There is no contribution to total electric flux. Total electric flux from the charge or charges outside the surface. सरफेस के बाहर कितने भी चार्जेस होंगे उसका फ्लक्स में कोई कंट्रीब्यूशन नहीं होगा. जैसे हमने एग्जाम्पल में देखा कि द चार्ज इनक्लोज is 2q and outside the surface the charge is 4q, so there is no contribution of the flux. The flux will be 2q by epsilon naught. So this is the very important point, that the charge, whatever the charge is inside the surface, only that will be contribute for the flux. Now suppose there is a surface S1 and there is other surface S2. There are two surfaces S1 and S2, and inside the surface S1 there is a charge Q, and inside the surface S2 the charge is 3Q. The charge is 3Q. Now the question is that there are two surfaces S1 and S2. There are two surfaces, a hollow concentric sphere, and they enclose the charge Q and 3Q as in the figure. Now find the ratio of electric flux through S1 and S2. So you have to find the ratio of electric flux through these surfaces S1 and S2, and the second is what would be electric flux through S if air inside S1 is replaced by medium of dielectric constant constant 3. Now this is the question. So question is, there are two surfaces S1 and S2. Inside the surface S1 there is a charge close Q. Inside the surface the charge is 3Q, and they are hollow concentric sphere, means the center of the two sphere is same. The diagram is not very much clear, but you assume that the sphere is concentric, and the charge inside the S1 is Q and the charge inside the S2 is 3Q. Now for the first part to find the electric flux through S1. So electric flux through S1. So we apply the Gauss theorem. So phi 1 is equal to Q by epsilon naught, because in the surface S1 the charge is Q. So Gauss theorem says that the flux is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times of the charge enclosed. Now electric flux through S2. So again phi 2 is equal to, there are now, if I suppose that the charge inside S2, so charge inside S2 is 3q and as well as q also. So the total charge inside the surface S2 is q plus 3q. So what is the flux? Flux will be total charge upon epsilon naught, means 1 by epsilon naught times the total charge, that is equal to 4q by epsilon naught. So this is the flux through surface S2, this is the flux through surface S1. So what is the ratio? The ratio will be phi 1 upon phi 2 is equal to, if you put it here, q by epsilon naught, and here 4q by epsilon naught. So you cancel out this epsilon naught and q to q. So it will be equal to 1 by 4. So the ratio of flux from two surfaces is 1:4. Now the second part of the question. The second part of the question is there that if the air is replaced, if air in S1 is replaced by medium of dielectric constant 3, so what will be the new flux? So now the flux will be phi 1 dash is equal to, this is the surface S1, so phi 1 dash I am putting to differentiate that we are taking the another medium. So phi 1 dash is equal to q by epsilon. So it is equal to q by epsilon naught and epsilon r. So the total flux will be q by 3 epsilon naught, because the value of epsilon r is 3, so epsilon r की जगह पे हमने 3 रख ली, and this is the total flux q by 3 epsilon naught is the total flux from surface S1. So this is the way that how we are going to apply the Gauss theorem on the given any of the condition, any of the question. If we have to apply Gauss law, we have to use this way, that maybe the ratio of the flux is asked or whether it is total flux is asked. We have to find only the whatever the charge is present inside the surface. The charges outside the surface, they are not taking any contribution, they are not giving any contribution to the flux. Only the charge which is inside the surface, only that is contributing in the flux. Now again, if you see, there is a cylindrical surface, or we can say that there is a surface, uniform surface. This is a cylinder, and this is the center of the cylinder, this is the axis. So let us calculate the electric flux. Let us calculate electric flux through closed cylinder. Now there is no charge inside the surface, and let us calculate the electric flux through a closed cylinder surface containing no charge, and it is held in the form of, in the medium of electric field. This cylinder is held in the external uniform electric field of intensity E. This cylinder is in the electric field of intensity E, and there is no charge enclosed in this cylindrical surface. So suppose phi 1 and phi 2. Phi 1 and phi 2 represent electric flux through, this is surface S1 and this is surface S2, through surface S1 and S2. From the two surfaces that the flux is passing, phi 1 and phi 2. And this is the third surface. which is a curved surface. So this is third surface. Now electric field is there, and the area of this small portion is outside. Everywhere it is outside. Everywhere it is outside. Here the area vector will be outside of the surface, that is n cap. Here also it is outside from the surface, n cap. Electric field is here in this direction, electric field is in this direction here. Here also electric field is here. Now for the two surface, if you think for the two surface, now apply for the surface 1, phi 1 is equal to minus E S1. Why taken minus? Because the area is directed outside and electric field is inside. So there is an angle of 180 degree. So cos 180 is minus 1. So it is minus ES1. Now phi 2, what is phi 2? If you find phi 2, so phi 2 again, if you see the area is outside and electric field also in the direction of the area vector. So the angle between them is 0. So cos 0 is 1. So the flux is ES2. And since S1 is equal to S2, we can say that it is S. So phi 1 plus phi 2, the total flux will be phi 1 plus phi 2 is equal to minus ES1 plus ES2, or we can say minus ES and plus ES. So plus minus will cancel out each other and there will be 0, means there is 0 flux. And from the surface 3, the field is in the direction this and area vector is in this direction, means perpendicular to the area vector. So the angle is 90 degree and cos 90 is 0. So for surface 3, E is perpendicular, or we can say that area is perpendicular to E. E is perpendicular to surface. So phi 3 is equal to ES3 cos 90, and therefore phi 3 is equal to 0. So the total flux is equal to phi 1 plus phi 2 plus phi 3, and it is equal to 0. So we can say that total electric flux over a closed cylindrical surface containing no charge is 0. Means inside this cylinder there is no charge, so flux passing through this cylinder is also 0. We had proved this here, how it is 0. So you make it clear again, do by your own and solve it, and find the application of Gauss law here, that how we are applying the Gauss law for all the surfaces, and how the total flux is 0 from the surface, which is there is no charge enclosed in the surface. So there is no charge enclosed in the surface, the flux will be 0. And this is also the Gauss law, that phi total flux is equal to charge enclosed by epsilon naught. So if there is no charge, there will be no flux. So here also we have seen that inside the cylinder there is no charge. We had assumed that there is no charge, so the total flux from this surface also 0. So till here in this video, what we had explained and what we understand, you see the video, watch the video many times, and do practice about Gauss theorem, because this is a very important part of the board exam also. Solve the numericals also from NCERT exercises, solve examples, unsolved questions from the text, and if you have any problem then message on the group. Till then, thank you, have a nice day.